What's up, everyone? Welcome to the most positive pop culture podcast in the multiverse, Metalcore Nerds, the podcast that features members of your favorite bands as we explore their love of pop culture. I'm around Sean Mott, and this week I'm joined by Thomas, Seth, and Jensky of Good Sleepy. Welcome to the show.
How's it going?
Very good. How about you guys?
We are doing pretty well ourselves.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Now, today it's kind of like the old format of the show in a little bit of the ways. At the end of the year, I always like to do a most anticipated list for TV and movies, and then also rank my favorite TV and movies for the year. But today we're looking forward to next year. So this is going to be the most anticipated TV shows of 2026. In my opinion, I think this year has been a banner year for TV. There's been so many good series to come out, whether it was new surprise ones or follow-up seasons to other ones. It's going to be a hard thing to top next year, but we'll see what happens. Whether you're returning to the show or first-time listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. The best way to support the show, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that comment. Let us know what TV shows you're looking forward to in 2026. And if you're listening to this on your favorite podcasting platform, hit that subscribe button there as well, and leave us a 5-star review. Helps more people find the show, helps the show continue to grow. And if you want our daily fix Metalcore Nerds, you can find us on all social media at Metalcore Nerds. Now, I know you guys have a vague list, so do you want me to start at number 10?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you go first.
It's a list. In my opinion, there is no wrong list.
That's
a
valid point.
And that's why I love lists. I love seeing like the different kind of how people rank things and why they rank things differently. It's my favorite part about lists. I can be mad at other people's lists. That's only because of my feelings. Doesn't make it wrong.
It's true.
Just means I don't agree with it, which is fine. At number 10, I have the new Carrie series. It's coming to Prime Video. It's directed by Mike Flanagan, who is the GOAT of horror TV shows. But he hasn't done a true horror TV show since like Midnight Mass. His last few kind of projects haven't really been full horror leaning, so I'm excited to see him get back to that. And he's very good at adapting Stephen King material, so all those adding up is why I'm super stoked for it. And I know he wrapped filming I think a few months ago, maybe a month ago or so. So it's definitely coming out. They haven't released when. Who knows? I kind of hope they wait until the fall. It's nice having horror series come out in the fall. Like Welcome to Derry is coming out right now. I feel like it's the perfect time for it to be out. So we'll see. Do you guys have this on your radar at all, Carrie?
No, I didn't realize that there was a new rendition of that coming out. That's interesting though.
I'm hoping this one brings something like new but still feels classic in a sense. And if it's anyone's going to do it, I think it's Mike Flanagan for sure. He's the best at that kind of stuff.
I'm pretty excited for the new Ted Lasso series. I'm not gonna lie, the new season. I've been keeping up with that
list also.
Yeah, it's just like a feel good TV show. I love that. Yeah. Something nice that I don't have to feel scared or anxious and sad while I'm falling asleep watching that. So that's nice. I don't really get way too into the story or anything like that. So that's why I'm putting it at number 10.
For my number 10, I put the new Harry Potter show that's coming out. I think that'll be really cool. It's watching some other people play, portray the Harry Potter things.
I know you were such a big Harry Potter fan.
I mean, dude, it's at 10 though. My sister was really into Harry Potter growing up, so I always watched all the movies. I never dove too deep in. I maybe read one book, but I thought I'd throw it on there.
Yeah, it's a tough one. There's you got all that J.K. Rowling shit going on. That's
that's true.
It's always fuck J.K. Rowling.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, and then for my number 10, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but I have to put the new season of Ahsoka down there just because I haven't been big on how they've been doing these new Star Wars TV shows. Season 1 of Mandalorian was great, but then after that, it just all goes downhill. So I had mixed feelings on Ahsoka season 1. We'll see if they do it justice this time around.
I liked Ahsoka season 1, but I think it's only because I'm a massive Rebels fan. If you're not a Rebels fan, you are lost in that show. They do not try and help you and catch you up. And I think that's my biggest gripe of the show, because I want people to like it. But if you don't have that 4 seasons of information, or even more than that with stuff from Clone Wars, you're just lost, completely lost. And that's such a bummer.
I stopped watching Clone Wars when I was in middle school, and I didn't realize they had kept making seasons. So therefore, I didn't keep going and realize, oh, I can watch Rebels, and then all of a sudden Ahsoka comes out, and I knew about Rebels, I knew about kind of what happened at the end of Clone Wars, but I had to like catch myself up and like, oh,
Yeah.
who is this guy? Who is this? You know,
the biggest sin Ahsoka season 1 did is I loved seeing the World Between Worlds in live action. That was awesome. And seeing the whole Anakin Ahsoka thing was great. But the fact that Ahsoka and Ezra meet up and they don't, like, Ahsoka does not mention that to him. And that's the reason Ezra saved Ahsoka through the World Between Worlds. Like, how do you not bring that up? So I hope season 2 gives a little bit more backstory on stuff. Hopefully.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping. They expand upon a lot more stuff than they should have.
Seems a little gatekeeping.
A little bit, yeah. It's very inside baseball.
Like kind of cool though. For like some people, if you really know what's going on, it's like, yeah, I know what's up. But for getting other people into it, it's
you got to like toe the line, and there's a good way to toe the line with that stuff. Like if you look at something like Cobra Kai, like that was the perfect thing to be like. If you watch the Karate Kid movies, awesome. You'll get all these references. If you haven't, we're going to make sure you know about it and tell you about it. And that was like the good way. So it wasn't like heavy handed, but they can show you what's up. So it's like all these new people or people who haven't watched it in 30 years or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, I remember that. Cool. It's like, that's the way you kind of got to do. You got to bridge the gap a little bit, not be one way or the other. I do have Ted Lasso season 4 on my list too. That's my number 7. I love Ted Lasso, how it ended and everything like that. But I always felt that they could probably continue if they wanted to. And obviously they are now. So I'm excited to see what they bring and where the story goes.
It ended off like on a pretty closing note, you know, so I am also feeling the same thing.
A little bit for Ted. I don't think for everyone else. For everyone else, it felt pretty open. But that's the biggest thing is I'm wondering how Ted gets brought back in. Because I thought for sure if they brought it back, it would be like the Richmond Way, a Ted Lasso story or something like that. And Ted Lasso would kind of be like not in it at all. Or maybe in it a little. Like be like a very backseat supporting character. But it seems like he's a main character again. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I think the rumors are that they start a new women's team and he becomes the coach of the women's team.
Yeah, I've heard that too. That makes me a little sad. I
like.
really liked some of the characters from the previous seasons, but you know, I'm sure they'll pull it off nicely.
My number 9 is Daredevil Born Again season 2. I didn't love Daredevil Born Again season 1, but I do love the Netflix series, and I thought it was like a pretty solid continuation, bringing it fully into the MCU. But season 2 has got a lot of potential. It's this big war against Wilson Fisk. Jessica Jones is confirmed to coming back. I'm sure other of the Netflix defenders are going to come back too. I'm wondering who else they brought in. Like a lot of reports are coming out that Marvel let the creators do whatever the hell they want. I think it's because the Avengers movies are coming after it and they're going to, you know, totally like kind of do this massive reset of the universe. So they can probably do whatever they want because it's just going to get not like undone, but like it'll be different after for the next season of Daredevil. And I think it's cool that Marvel is finally doing a TV show that's, we're going to try and film this and have it come out every year, just like a normal TV show, which is very cool to see. And my biggest hope is that Spider-Man makes a cameo in this series. We'll see. He's in New York. They're doing this anti-vigilante thing. Kingpin brought him up in season 1. It's got to happen. I need it to happen. And it'd be a perfect segue into the new Spider-Man movie that's coming out next year too.
I also had my the Harry Potter series on there because my girlfriend got me into it. You know, I saw bits and pieces of the first few movies when I was a kid, but then she finally got me to sit down and watch all of them. So yeah, I'm excited to see where that goes, like Seth said.
This is kind of a hot take. I've loved The Walking Dead since I was like really young. So I am always amped to watch the new seasons that come out, even though like I know they're like kind of mid now. Like I'll still watch the like the Daryl Dixon Dead City. Dead City's filming in Worcester actually. They're filming like probably again next summer. Yeah. They've been doing that for a while, so you know, hometown.
Oh wow.
That's nice. I'm definitely more excited for the Daryl Dixon show than I am for Dead City. That one kind of fell flat for me last season. I had a hard time with it. I hope that they bring back Rick Grimes at some point because I missed.
Did you watch the Rick Grimes spinoff show with Michelle?
Oh, yeah, I did. I enjoyed that one.
That one was good. That one was good. I admittedly have not watched any of the seasons of the Daryl one.
That's fine.
I know most of them are on Netflix. so I probably will eventually. The only ones I won't fuck with are like the Fear and like those ones.
I could not get into
the main spinoffs. I'm with you on Dead City though. That second season is so pointless. It's probably the most pointless season of TV I've watched in a long time. It was
so dark too. I just didn't like how it looked. It made me fall asleep when I was watching it. I don't know. Was not for me.
I'm really hoping it ends up being like a culmination series or something where they all get back together. I feel like that's what they have to be leading to, right? Like, what else are they doing? I don't know.
Milking it for all that it's worth until the very, very last drop.
Yeah, that's probably more accurate.
Yeah, mine's probably the same as Thomas's, honestly. Filming in Worcester was really cool. Obviously, I was super into like The Walking Dead also, just like when I was younger, but I haven't really. It'll be good to like catch up and stuff, maybe like rewatch like the earlier stuff and like, get back into it. That's always like fun for me, honestly.
Moving on to number 8. What do you guys got at number 8?
I'm gonna throw out Stranger Things new season. I'm pretty excited for that one. It comes out like tomorrow, I'm pretty sure. But I think
2025, man.
Yeah. Well, technically,
the finale. I feel like finale is like, isn't it like January 1st?
Finale is New Year's Eve. So it's still 2025.
I thought for sure it would have been running through like at least the beginning of 2026. So now I just feel like a fool for even saying anything.
I mean, I am stoked for Stranger Things. Also,
I feel like that's a water cooler one. Like I feel like everybody's talking about that one. Yeah, which I'm personally stoked for it because does it come out as the first drop tomorrow or is it on Thanksgiving?
Yeah. Yep. It's tomorrow, Wednesday. Wow. Wednesday, November 26th.
Gives everybody something to talk about on Thursday.
I know.
Seriously.
That is, I will totally agree though. I feel I always say it breaks the Netflix curse of being forgotten. That's like one of the one shows that does it. Even people that say, oh, it took too long, I don't care. The kids are too old, I don't care. You're fucking watching that show. You're a liar.
Yeah, I know.
You're such a liar.
I was talking to my friend about it the other day, and he was like, it ruined TV and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you're still going to watch it. Like, come on. He's like, yeah, obviously. But like, it's just the principle of it. And I'm like, dude, like, come on. Like, it's fine. Like, just relax.
I don't think it ruined TV. I think it made Netflix what Netflix is.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure. I think they did stuff that most TV shows can't. Like season 4 is one of the craziest seasons of TV, just from a pure like how they made it standpoint. Episodes being an hour and a half, the finale being 2.5 hours. That's fucking crazy. No one does that shit. And that's awesome. I like when people completely blow expectations out of the water and they're like, we're doing what we want to do. We don't care. And we're making the seasons of TV we want. And I love that. That's the one thing I like about streaming the most is that it's given creators more license to do what they want rather than networks being like, no, you need to do this. Creators are now like, no, we're doing this. And like the Duffers even came out and they're like, did you receive any like pushback from Netflix of being like, you should make X amount of seasons, you should keep making seasons? And they're like, nope. We think we might have felt that if we said we were stopping after season 1, because season 1 was obviously like a phenomenon. They kept being like, how much story do you want to tell? How many seasons do you want to go? How long do you want each season to be? And I guess their original plan was to do it in 4, but when they started mapping out season 4, they're like, oh, we gotta do at least one more season. And Netflix is like, yeah, whatever you guys want, which is awesome.
Yeah.
You feel like Netflix would be like, no, keep making this until the end of time. But no, they were like, whatever you guys want to do, which is good for them because I feel like that's the way it should be. It's the same thing with like bands. Like record labels shouldn't be being like, oh, you need to put out X amount of albums. This is what you need to do for the album. Like they sign you for a reason. They should just let you do what you're gonna do. It's cool to see some of that stuff in like very corporate hierarchy type shit. You know what I mean? But I think Netflix also owes almost everything to Stranger Things too. They were even talking about like when they first started. They were like the Netflix headquarters was like super small and they didn't even have certain departments, and the growth of that show helped them evolve to kind of where they are now. So it makes sense. They're kind of like, yeah, do whatever the fuck you want. We got you.
Yeah.
So I'll let that one slide. Stranger Things, even though it's coming out this year, people will still be talking about it in 2026 though. That's especially true. Since the one's on New Year's Eve.
That's got to be on my list for sure. I'm not sure where, or if it technically counts. Maybe it's an honorable mention for me because it's, technically not 2026, but I've always loved Stranger Things. And I feel like I got into it like kind of late too. I feel like, when it first came out, we were so young. Like,
Yeah, dude.
I don't know, how old were we? We were like, I don't know.
remember
However old the actors are, we're like the same age as
Yeah,
like
pretty
the
much,
actors.
bro.
So like they were like what, like
Damn.
literally like 10 years old and like the season
We were
one.
like in middle school.
Yeah, so like we were like really young. So I didn't get into it until like after the hype, and like I remember like getting super into it when they were like really like in the middle of seasons, and then eventually like season 4 came out, and then it got all the hype back and stuff, and that was really cool to see like in real time. But I feel like I kind of missed the train on it at first, but I've always really loved Stranger Things. That's it.
Truth be told, it's on my list, but I've never watched one episode.
Dude, it's so
like
good. It's so
I
good.
want to watch it
Yeah.
genuinely. I do. I just don't watch
Shit.
enough, you know?
I think the best way for you to do it is kind of just like, even if you start watching like now, like season 1, it'll probably take you a bit to get through it all. I just rewatched the whole series, and watching it kind of not in one sitting, but in like continuously is so much more rewarding, because I feel like so many people missed how the stories really connect, how the character arcs progress, these little like nods, and how they tie it all together, and how they continue to tie it all together. Because each season they keep explaining more of the Upside Down as you go along, and season 5 is going to blow the whole thing open and explain everything. And I think what they pull off is incredible. So I think you're honestly in the best position to be in it, because you're going to watch it. It's all going to be fluid and fresh for you. It's all going to be like a fresh new thing. And in season 1, I think all the seasons hold up, but season 1 holds up so well. And like the kids, like you guys were saying, the kids started filming when they're like 9 or 10. They were babies when they first started filming the show, and they kill it as little kid actors. They absolutely destroy it. And it's like that season is like lightning in a bottle. And it truly is such a special thing. And the way they keep continuing and leveling up, and things get bigger and bigger and crazier and crazier. Kudos to them for Stranger Things happening. Yeah. So I'll let this slide. All right. I'll let it slide.
Yeah.
You can have Stranger Things. My number 8 is also a Star Wars series, Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord. It's an animated series that's going to focus on Darth Maul and kind of close in some of the gaps left in his story. A lot of his story, if you have not watched any of the animated stuff, he plays a pretty big role in Clone Wars. He plays a big role in Rebels, and there's a little bit of that time missing in between that I think they're going to fill in with this. So I hope it's awesome.
Yeah, Darth Maul's always been one of my favorite characters. I knew he took part in Clone Wars. I saw a little bit of his story arc, and then obviously I didn't see Rebels. Yeah, I'm excited to see how they expand on his story.
Again, my number 7 is Ted Lasso season 4. Again, really excited to see where they go. What did you guys have at your number 7?
Jensky, you want to talk about House of the Dragon?
I was
talking about that one.
You're jumping the gun. House of the Dragon is up there for me.
Okay, I didn't.
Yeah, no.
We're all out of order.
Yeah.
Okay,
What about The Boys?
The Boys,
that's number 1.
That's number 1.
Like,
damn. All right.
You're spoiling everything.
No, my number 7 is actually the Star Trek. I don't
Starfleet Academy, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Fleet,
Is it season 1? Is it like just starting, or is it season 2?
I think it's a brand new. I think.
Yeah. So I've never watched Star Trek because I'm staunch Star Wars guy, but I feel like this is a good way for me to like get into Star Trek and then start going back and watching all the movies.
Oh, there's so much. That's why I never got into Star Trek, other than I watched the first 2 J.J. Abrams ones, because those are clean slate. You can just hop right in, fine, cool, easy. The rest of it, I'm just like, there's way too much shit. There's like a million seasons of TV. Yes, the Starfleet Academy is the first season. So yeah, It probably is a very good jumping in point. You're probably very right. Yeah,
it'll just get me into the world of Star Trek. I don't. Does it include any of the main characters? I'm assuming not.
I have no idea. Probably not. No.
Yeah.
What do the rest of you guys have at your number 7?
For me, it's definitely Dexter Resurrection. I'm pretty amped for the new season of that show. I loved the last season. I didn't love New Blood before that, but I think they made like a really solid comeback with the new season.
Yes.
I love Michael C. Hall.
I don't know. We're at number 7, right? For me, I'd probably put Ted Lasso here, because when I was watching the show, I was really into Ted Lasso. but I feel like it didn't have like a lasting effect where I was like thinking about it all the time. Like, there's some shows where I'm like, I stopped watching it. I'm like, damn, like I wish I could like just go home and watch right now. And like, I feel like Ted Lasso was like that for a little bit, but as soon as it ended, I was like, all right, on to the next thing. So like, I put that like number 7. Like I really liked it. I thought it was hilarious.
That's like the thing I like about Ted Lasso, that there's another show I'll bring up that has the same creators and writers that I think just does it better. I always described it as like a warm blanket. Like that show feels like a warm blanket. Like it's just like I think it came out at a time where people needed a show like that, and I love that. But it also is very real and has very real moments and very real emotions in it, and I think that's also really important. And like because sometimes you'll be scrolling through Instagram and I'll see like a clip come up from Ted Lasso. I'm like, man, that was a really good scene.
Yeah,
that was a really good scene. Stuff like that. But I definitely see what you mean, where it didn't have as much of like a stamp as maybe other shows have had.
Right.
Stuff like that.
Yeah,
for sure. I did like Dexter Resurrection season 1. The only reason I didn't put it on it because I'm not sure it's going to actually come out next year. They start filming in April.
I've heard
but it still might come out by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We'll see. I have high hope. But yeah, maybe not.
Yeah. That'll be an honorable mention for me because I only put on stuff that I'm like, I think everything I put on is like been filmed. So it's like I know it's coming out. Because I remember like I've done this like for a few years, and sometimes I'll look back and I'm like, man, that season didn't even come out. I'm like, damn. Well, okay. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see how they continue the story. I like New Blood. I thought the ending sucked, and I love that they retconned the ending immediately.
Yeah.
My number 6, you guys kind of mentioned it. I have the final season of The Boys. Love The Boys. I love Gen V. Gen V season 2 had a lot of connections to what's going to happen in the final season of The Boys. I'm excited to see where they go because I've read the comics. The show, I think, is one of the rare exceptions where the adaptation is better than the source material, because the Boys comics is kind of all over the place, and the story, the like through line of the story isn't really streamlined until like the end. In the end, they kind of all wrap it up in a nice way, and the ending is pretty fucking crazy. But it's going to be way different than the show's going to be way different because they already have set up some. It's like I'll spoil what happens in part of the comic. Basically, there's this big standoff at the White House, and you find out that all of the bad stuff Homelander has done was actually Black Noir because he's his twin or clone, one of the two.
Yeah,
and obviously that's not the case.
No, definitely not anymore.
Definitely not the case. So that's not going to happen. Homelander was still a piece of shit, but not as big of a piece of shit. And they've made him like the biggest, one of the most evil villains of all time in this series. And I love what they've done with him in this series. And I'm excited to see how they wrap it up. I have very high hopes that they're going to end it very well. So I know some people have fell off the last few seasons of The Boys. I think this is my theory. I don't know if this is right. I think it just became like the overarching narrative feels too real. Obviously, we don't have superheroes, but what's going on is very one-to-one of kind of what's happening in the world right now. And I think a lot of people, when they watch media, they don't want that. They don't want to feel like what they're feeling in everyday life, which is fine. I get that. A lot of people watch this stuff for escapism and stuff. I kind of like how it mirrors that kind of stuff, and I'm just fucking here for it. To be honest,
gives it almost a comedic relief in a way.
Yes.
You know, just like kind of making light of it, still being very one-to-one, but I think they did it good. They did it well.
I'm with you there. That's a great comparison. Yes.
I think I would also land The Boys at this spot too, for pretty much the same reasons. I didn't love the last season of The Boys that came out. I did watch the new Gen V season that came out. I think it was over the summer, and I thought that one kind of brought the life of the show back into me a little bit. It got me more amped up for the next season of The Boys. Because for me, it was like I thought it was kind of funny. Like it did have some comedic relief for a while, and I thought it was kind of cool how it poked fun at a lot of other superhero movies and TV shows and stuff. And I don't know. And then it started to kind of become that. And then, I think Gen V, like in the ending, spoilers, and they all kind of like come in. And it's just like a really like overly done like superhero super team moment. I thought that was pretty funny.
Did I go over a 6? The Boys.
I think you did.
I think I said it. Maybe I don't know. I'm all screwed up now. I got some sort of list going.
My number 5 is Lanterns. It's a new DC series starring Aaron Pierre. Which, if you don't know Aaron Pierre, go to Netflix, watch Rebel Ridge, and you'll be sold on this show just from that. I promise you. I know Netflix movies get a bad rap. That Netflix movie fucking rips, and he is the star, and he's great. The showrunner from Ozark is the showrunner for this show. Damon Lindelof, who worked on the Watchmen series, worked on Lost, worked on The Leftovers, is one of the writers for this show. So my hopes are very high for this. I'm also a big James Gunn guy. James Gunn isn't directly involved other than him being the president and CEO of DC, and I'm sure he's producing the show, but he's not writing or directing it or anything. But I'm very excited to see how this brings it. A lot of people said it's going to be very True Detective-ish, so that also has me very excited. So it's got a lot of potential to be very, very good, and it's going to be a full HBO, like an HBO original Lanterns. And 9 times out of 10, if you got that HBO stamp, the show's really fucking good. There are exceptions, but I think this one will be very, very good. So number 5, what do you guys got?
All right. Got to make an exception here because this one ends. This one ends in February.
Carry over. Okay.
Fallout.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It comes out, I think, a month, like December.
Yeah, 17th. Yeah.
Now you got me amped.
Season 1 was okay.
I love season 1.
Season 1 was all right.
Yeah, I love season 1 too.
I think they did a good job. See, I also play a lot of Bethesda video games. Like, I'm doing another rerun of Skyrim right now, so I'm very connected in that world. Yeah, I know. I'm not a fan of the Bethesda cash cow that they keep milking because they just announced, Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition. So I kind of see what they're doing, and they're trying to get more people into the game. But I am excited to see where they go with season 2.
I was just like, I loved the first season of that show because I played a few of the games, but I just thought that it translated like even better, honestly, into a TV show, and like they paid such good homage to the video game series. Yeah, I'm amped for that one. I'll put it at my number 5 too. That's cool.
But yeah, that's fair because you're not going to be done watching it until next year. Actually, you're going to watch most of it in next year. To be honest.
Right.
So.
I would say mine. This is kind of a cheap one because I'm like 99% sure it's like not going to come out in 2026. It'll probably be 2027. But I want to talk about it is Severance because I recently. I don't even think they started filming, but
no.
It's probably not coming out next year. But I want to touch on it because
it's fair.
The way it ended made me so mad, but also happy. It was like I was so confused with like how to feel. I don't know. The whole premise of the show is just like pretty crazy. Because like in the moment I was like, oh, go out the door. But then I'm like, wait, maybe not.
I know.
Also, but
I know.
Then thinking like, what the hell are they gonna do?
I know.
I
know.
Severance, it's like, where are you gonna go, dude? Like they're gonna fire you.
I know. I know. I have a weird theory that I think they wanted that to happen the whole time. Yeah. And there's that weird moment with Helly and her father where she seems like the innie is the version of his daughter that he wants. And I think they're going to make the two like the figureheads of the Severance movement.
Right.
And it's going to be a weird thing where like the other team needs to like break back in to get him out or something. I don't really know. I trust them for whatever they're going to do. And like you said, they haven't started filming. So I highly doubt it's going to come out next year. And even when they've asked Ben Stiller, he's like, it'll come out soon-ish. They said the wait's going to be less than last time. So hopefully.
Yeah. Everything I've seen, it's been like 2027, but I just wanted to.
Yeah. Going to number 4. What do you guys got number 4?
I haven't seen the first season of the show in a while, so I'm a little bit rusty on it, but I've heard that Beef has a season 2 coming out, which is
fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't even put that on here. I fucked up.
They just like wrapped up filming recently. Yeah, but I fucking love the first season of that show. It's just so chaotic, all over the place. Fucking
so good.
It's really awesome. And I love Steven Yeun. So yeah, I'm amped for that.
I don't know if he's in it this season.
He's better. Don't tell me.
It's a different set of couples.
Oh,
I know
shit.
Oscar Isaac, Carrie Mulligan. I think Kelly Spaney's in it too. I'm not sure if they're not in it, but I know it focuses on new two pair of couples. But I heard the beef is between two couples fully.
Wow.
It's couple versus couple.
I like that. It's cool.
Yeah. I do have a hope that they'll cross over a little. We'll see. See. But man, I forgot that was coming out. Damn. Fuck Daredevil. I'm putting that at my number 9 because that show's great.
I'll agree with Thomas on that one. I'll go B season 2 for my number 4. Yeah, that's a solid one. It's a solid pick. I have to give credit to Tommy on that one.
For me, I just found out about this today. It's called A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I think it's another George R.R. Martin show. Yep. I'm a sucker for anything Game of Thrones. Hope it kind of touches on some of what Game of Thrones touched on, but like I know nothing about it. I just heard about it today.
I know it's a prequel. I know it's based on a book, so that's a good sign too. It comes out in January, so it's not too long from now, and they already renewed it for season 2.
Wow.
They obviously have a lot of stock into it if they're like, yep, already getting a season 2. So
hopefully they give it a better ending. They have time to think of an ending,
Yeah. There's been rumors coming out, not rumors. George R.R. Martin has commented on that there is multiple more spinoffs in the works and that a few of them are sequel series. I know the Jon Snow one got announced and axed, whatever. We'll see if we ever get a better ending to that story.
Right.
Even from him in book form. My number 4 is Invincible season 4.
Ooh.
I feel like this show goes a little under the radar, maybe because it's animated. This show is so brutal. It's fully TVMA. It's some of the most brutal action out there. And the story is just fucking batshit crazy.
It is.
I know this season is focusing on the Viltrumite War, which I know is just going to be insane.
Yeah.
And you guys brought up Walking Dead. Obviously created by Robert Kirkman. He was heavily involved in the series in the beginning, and then I think they like bought the TV rights off, and he's like, see you later, because I didn't think he liked where things were going. And he does make comments about it and press things of not directly, but he's kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna stick to animation. I don't like my work being adapted into live action. And I'm like, ooh, damn. Steven Yeun, he's the main guy. He voices Invincible.
Yeah,
and he's great. He's great at voicing this poor, traumatized little superhero, and he just keeps growing into a bigger superhero. And I'm excited to see where it goes. I know I think after season 4, they might be like halfway through the comic book series. Maybe. I know he won't give a number, but I think he said like 8 or 9 seasons is probably where it will go. Last season was wild, super crazy.
Yeah, I had that one of my number 3 actually, because I just watched it recently. The last season recently. When did that come out? Was it this year?
Spring?
Yeah, so it's a yearly cycle, I guess. Yeah, I was super stoked that Mark and Eve finally got a stick out of their ass and got together. That made me happy. I guess the plot isn't forgettable, but I just don't remember a whole lot of it. But a
lot happens.
Yeah, it's
a lot.
Talk about a fast that one is just like keeps going.
Yeah,
super quick. But yeah, I am very excited for that one.
I'll go to my number 3 first. Paradise season 2. If you haven't watched the show, I'm not going to spoil it. It's on Hulu. It stars Sterling K. Brown. And I don't even want to say anything about it because the first episode, there's a massive twist. And if that twist works for you, it'll be a series for you. If it doesn't, maybe not. But that series shocked me. It's a really fucking cool series, and I'm really excited to see where it goes in season 2 because they're kind of breaking new ground of once you watch the show, you'll kind of understand what I mean. As soon as it was coming out, it got renewed and they started filming like almost immediately. I'm loving this kind of return to form of people trying to get shows out on a year-over-year basis. I like that. That's nice. It's nice to have that. So yeah, that's mine. That's another high recommend. It's one of my favorites from this year too. It was Paradise season 1.
Okay, this is also just kind of a cop out because it's not going to come out in 2026. Even though I hope it does, maybe it will. But I got to talk about it because it was like my favorite show of the year. The Rehearsal, new season 3. Really amped for that one. I love Nathan Fielder. The last season was like fucking iconic for me. Loved that shit.
Insane. So insane.
This is absolutely wild. You got like the baby scene. Oh my god. No, but if that comes out, I'll be amped. You know what? I'll throw out there too. This is like, since I got a cop out here, I'll throw in one more cop out.
Two cop outs equals one real.
Yeah.
Boy, math.
New Lotus season. I want a new White Lotus season come out.
I think that probably will come out.
I really hope
they're pretty good at, even though it hasn't started filming. It's, there's not a lot of post those kind of shows. You know what I mean? There's not like a massive VFX budget or anything like that. It's, I think that's a pretty easy turnaround. And they like doing that once a year. And I think the filming starts very early next year. Yeah. So there is a very big possibility it'll come out like the end of next year for sure. But dude, the Rehearsal is probably the craziest thing I've watched all year. Yeah, it is like unexplainably insane. And I did watch, do you know that YouTube channel where they have famous people and they give them like headphones and they have them guess the artists and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Amy Lee was on it and she brought up the Rehearsal because obviously she knew that they had to license the song to them for them to play it legally. Yeah. And then she talked about watching the episode and she just thought it was awesome. And I was like, respect. That is so fucking cool. Because that episode is so insane. That episode is the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life.
I gotta cop out. I gotta.
Seth is copying.
I'm just copying Thomas because Thomas is a really smart guy. So I'm matching that at 3.
Editor Sean here. I realized I made a grave mistake while making my list and made a massive omission in my most anticipated for 2026. And I'm going to insert this here at number 3 because that's where it would sit. And it's Silo Season 3, starring Rebecca Ferguson on Apple TV. I am absolutely so stoked for this new season and I can't wait. So I am changing my list with that number 3 and kicking out Maul Shadowlord. While I'm still excited for that, the rest of the shows I am more excited for. So here's my upcoming list, and my 1 and 2 did not change from recording.
My number 2, I briefly talked about it, but I didn't mention it by name, is Shrinking Season 3. Now, this one is the same creators, Bill Lawrence, and Brett Goldstein writes it, who's obviously Roy Kent in Ted Lasso, and also it plays a character in it too. And I just think this is the better show than Ted Lasso. It has some similarities. It's funny. It's emotional. How it handles emotion is so much deeper than Ted Lasso. I think it's mostly because the main characters are therapists and it deals with a lot of real stuff. It deals with grief. It deals with heartbreak. It deals with PTSD. It deals with so much different things. Harrison Ford acts his fucking ass off. I think it's the best role he's ever done. And yes, I know he was Han Solo. I know he was Indiana Jones, but I think this is his best acting performance by a lot. The fact that he's just like come back this far into his career and is putting out like work like this is so insane and so incredible. I'm really, really stoked for season 3.
I'm gonna get more into that one. I started watching that one like after I finished the last season of Ted Lasso, so I think I got into it a bit late. My girlfriend's super into it, so sometimes I'll sit with her and watch it, and I'll get a little bit of it here and there. But no, I need to like sit down and watch that one because it does seem like a very solid show.
High recommend for sure.
My number 2, I put House of the Dragon here, honestly, because I think that's gonna be sweet.
Yeah,
been looking forward to it. So I really like Game of Thrones.
I don't know much about this one. I never got into the Game of Thrones. So you guys talk.
That is also my number 2.
We already talked about it. I know we already touched on it. So
yeah, I that show holds a special place in my heart because a couple years ago when the first season came out, me and a bunch of my old friends would get together and like watch them as they would come out. And I had never watched Game of Thrones before, and I had always heard how great the show was and how bad the ending was. That show brought me into the Game of Thrones universe, and it was easier to understand what was going on for me because once one of my friends explained like we're only focusing on one house here, that made way more sense to me. We're not jumping from location to location. I mean, we are, but like from house to house, trying to figure out like who's got what dynamics. It's just all the Targaryens at once. It made complete sense. And then I went and binged the entirety of Game of Thrones after that. So
my number 2, okay, this is kind of tough for me because I have like kind of 2 here that kind of share in this spot. It's the new Last of Us season. Excited for that. It's another video game turned into a TV show, but yeah, I'm stoked for that. I didn't love the pacing of the last season. I think I'm on that wave with a lot of people. I have high hope for them kind of resolving that issue in the next season. I love how they pulled it off. I think that the acting's good, even though like maybe I think some of the writing isn't the best. I think I just love the look of the show too, and I love that adaptation how they like made the zombies from the, or I don't even know if you call them zombies, but from the game into the show. I love all the makeup and the visual effects there, and just seeing like all the landscapes all overgrown and shit. That's just sick. My real number 2, the new season of The Pitt. I fucking love The Pitt. The last season, season 1. That shit had me like stressed out the entire time. I watched the entire thing when we were on tour over the summer, and it was just like, I was just like, holy shit. That was addicting. I could not stop watching it. And yeah, it was just crazy. I loved the whole like concept of just like one day, like over 12 hours or whatever, to do a whole show. Oh my God. It was so good. So yeah, I'm super amped to see that they put out like a teaser for that new season. I can't wait for that one.
Yeah, I don't think The Last of Us season 3 is coming out next year. That'll probably be 2027 because I don't think they've started filming it yet.
Okay, good. Then that's another cop out. So it's a good thing I had another answer for that one.
It was good to have a backup answer. The Pitt season 2 is my number 1.
Oh, really?
That was a big surprise for me this year. I got into it not when the full season was out, but a lot of the season was out, and I started watching it. And it was a show that sometimes this happens where usually at night, after dinner, after the gym, whatever, my wife and I will be like chilling on the couch. She'll usually be reading, and then I'll put on a TV show or a movie or whatever. And sometimes I'll put on a show and she gets sucked in. Usually she gets not mad, but she's like, I was trying to finish this book. Now I'm sucked into this stupid show. And she got sucked into this show, which makes sense.
Into.
Oh yeah. And I think it's because it's very similar to The Bear, where it's just like pure anxiety 100% of the time. That's all it is. But wow, what a show that is. So incredible. Again, another show that they're like, yep, we're going to put out one a year, January, every year. You're going to get a new season of The Pitt. And I hope they make that show until they can't anymore.
Me too.
Because the show is fucking unreal. The performances, like you said, the format of it is so smart. This season takes place on 4th of July weekend. I can only imagine the fucked up shit they're about to show us.
Yeah.
God. People are gonna have their hands blown off. I don't even know what they're gonna do. I know they're gonna just shock us on what they can pull off. So good, and it completely took me by surprise. And I think that's like another cool thing too about these lists. Like a lot of my lists, a lot of all of our lists are kind of like returning seasons. And I think the best thing that what comes out are like the shocking shows that you weren't really on your radar, and then you watch it and you're like blown away. Like obviously, like the Pitt was that for its first season. Paradise was that for its first season. And like even like Ted Lasso, when you boil it down to when that first came out and everything like that, like these shows that come by surprise, you're like, oh fuck, wow, cool, a new show to latch onto. And I think that's really exciting, and I think that's really cool. I like looking back at my most anticipated list, like compare it to like my top 10 at the end of the year and see like what made the cut and like what I totally wasn't expecting came up. So yeah, I'm massively amped for the Pitt season 2. Do you have The Boys at number 1, right?
I do have The Boys at number 1. I am so excited for that. I was so depressed when season 4 finishes, and then I'm like, oh, when's the next one come out? And I Google it, and it's like 2026, and this was last summer, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I have to wait 2 years for this shit. I'm very excited for that. We talked a lot about it earlier, but I'm very excited to see how they wrap it up, I believe, right?
Yep, it's final season. Last go around. They have hinted that Gen V could possibly continue.
Yeah.
Like get a season 3. I'm not sure how that would work. You kind of have to see how The Boys ends to see how that would work, obviously. And there is a prequel series coming out with Soldier Boy and Stormfront, which I can imagine is going to be amazing. I can't wait to see what that entails. And there was talks of one called The Boys Mexico.
Heard of
and it had Diego Luna from Andor was supposed to be in it.
Oh yeah.
But they haven't started filming or anything on that, so I'm not sure where they're at with that. But I hope that gets made, because I would think that'd be very cool. It'd be very cool for them to continue it in like different sections of the world, or just like different characters, because there's so many characters from the comics that they didn't even touch.
Yeah.
Or ones they changed into different things and everything like that. So we'll see what they do with it. I do have faith that they can do it. I don't know. I know Eric Kripke's kind of like teased that things might carry on in other ways. So we'll see. You didn't say your number one, did you?
You go first.
Mine might be an outlier. It's more emotional for me than actually content driven. Season 18 of Always Sunny. I heard it's coming out late 2020.
Oh shit.
But
Okay.
I know they're old and I know it's been 18 seasons. Okay, I get it, but I just love that show so much. I will take anything they give me. They can go till Danny DeVito is 110 years old and I do not care. I will still watch it. Always Sunny is like the show that I just watch at any time, like any point. Like it doesn't really matter. Like I could be in the middle of a different thing and I'll just like, screw this, I'm going back to Always Sunny. I'm just rewatching the whole 17 seasons right now. Like whatever. It's like a comfort show, basically.
When we were on tour, every time we were in the car, Seth would just start laughing. And I was like, what the fuck is he doing?
I'm just like in the back, just like on my phone with my AirPods in. And I've seen every episode like 15 times. I know exactly what they're going to say, but it still just kills me. I love it.
I thought they really
the first few seasons of that show.
Good comeback with that last season.
Season 17 was really good. The season before, I think it was, when did they? I feel like
that wasn't the COVID season, was it?
No, I feel like the worst season is, I think it's 15 when they like go to Ireland and shit.
Yeah,
that one I was like, what the fuck's going on? But this season that just came out, season 17, I thought that was like back to like really funny, like really really good. Yeah, so I'm pumped.
I do want to get back into it because I think I stopped watching like when Dee had her kid, which is like what, like season 8 or something.
Yeah, that's super early.
But those first few seasons are like legendary.
Yeah,
so funny.
Yeah, they're so funny.
So
like
fucking funny.
Seasons like 1 through 3 are definitely like my favorite. I really like season 2 because I feel like that's where it's like really taken off. Like it's kind of because like season 1, it's like pretty funny and it's like a little bit out there, but I feel like season 2 is like where the character development like really starts to show, and like it really starts to become like a masterpiece in my opinion.
It is cool to see like what
just
the main 4 are doing other than It's Always Sunny.
Yeah,
I think that's like really cool to see. Like Rob McElhenney, he did Mythic Quest, which I thought was actually pretty good, and brought in a lot of Always Sunny people in it too. If you haven't watched, that's on Apple TV. It got canceled after the last season, so it's not really a full story, which kind of sucks. But it's still like a fun watch, and has some really surprising episodes in it. And obviously, Welcome to Wrexham, big thing with that. He just announced that he's doing a Far Cry show with Noah Hawley, who Noah Hawley did Legion, he did Fargo, he did Alien Earth, and now he's doing this show with Rob McElhenney. And it's going to be, each season's going to be, it's going to be an anthology like Fargo. So each season will be like a different thing, which I think will probably be really fucking cool. Caitlin Olsen is in this show called High Potential. That is actually like low-key really dope, and it's a network TV show. It's on ABC, I think, but you can watch it on Hulu. Really really good show, and she like pulls off some really dope stuff. And then I can't remember what's the guy who plays Dennis. He's been in some very serious roles in movies, and he's a very good dramatic actor, like an insanely good. Oh yes. Glenn Howerton. Yeah. He's in the Blackberry movie, which he was fucking unreal in. And he was also in the series, I think, Sirens on Netflix, which is also like a drama series. And I love seeing him in those kind of roles. I hope he keeps doing them. I think it's great. Charlie Day is just being Charlie Day, just in other stuff, which is fine because he's great at it.
Glenn Howerton. This was kind of old. I feel like it got canceled like 2021. I watched like AP Bio with him where he like becomes like the
right.
Or like that. I thought that one was really funny. I don't think a lot of people really liked that one, but I liked it. I thought he was specifically like hilarious in it.
I thought the first season.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, AP Bio was good. I feel like the first season came out in like 2018 or something.
Yeah, that's a pretty old.
Yeah, that's been out.
I like that one.
All right, we got one more number one left.
My number one, very solid answer. New season of From. Need it now. I fucking loved the last few seasons of From. It's the same people that made Lost. Really similar vibe. Main character was also, or I guess you can call him the main character. He's like the sheriff of the town. He was in Lost 2. The last season came out last year on like Halloween. It was just like my perfect Halloween time show. That one has a special place for me. I'm fucking amped for that show.
I need to watch that show. I've only heard the best things about it. Awesome. I've not heard one bad thing about it.
It's really
the
confusing.
only bad thing I hear is that more people need to talk about it and watch it. That's a great answer. That makes me want to watch it even more. That you put it on your list.
Solid watch.
I need to watch. I didn't know it was the same people from Lost that made it. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that makes me want to watch it even more. I watched all of Lost this year. For the
Oh,
first
really?
time.
Wow. I've seen that show. I've
First year.
rewatched that show a few times. I loved that show when I was growing up. It was like my fucking favorite.
Oh, what a show!
So
have you
classic.
watched The Leftovers?
I have not. I don't think so.
I watched The Leftovers. It's
Okay.
utterly depressing, but I feel like it's a more refined version of Lost in a way. It's different, but it's also very weird. You're confused. I'll give you the basic premise. Have you seen Infinity War and Endgame?
I have, but not in a very long time.
Well, okay, you know the opening scene where Hawkeye's family gets snapped?
Yeah.
They disappear.
Yeah.
So the premise of this show is that 2% of the population disappears one day, and you don't know why. And that's the show. You follow what happened after 2% of the population disappeared. It's wild. You see like cults get formed. Like it is crazy. Margaret Qualley's in it. A super young Margaret Qualley is in it. Justin Theroux's in it. Carrie Coon's in it. If you're a White Lotus fan, she was in the last season of White Lotus. It is an unreal show. I think it's one of the most underrated shows I think of all time. Also an HBO show. But guys, thank you so much for doing this. This was awesome.
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
Very stoked to have you guys. I am loving the new singles. Obviously, your new record, Constant Humming, is coming out in February 13th. Is there anything more you can tease the people of what's coming next year?
Definitely will be one more single coming out. I'm not going to say one. I will say it won't be by the end of the year, but
Next year.
Early next year.
That makes sense.
So, yeah.
There's only so long. You could probably guess, but there's only so long between January and February. So.
Yeah.
I wonder when it's coming.
Do the math. Do the math. If you haven't, you've watched this whole episode and haven't checked out Good Sleepy's music, make sure you go check out. They have 2 new singles out right now, a bunch of other music you can check out. And if you want to follow them on their social media, I'll link all their stuff down below so you can go follow them. If you want to support the podcast, go to MillerConners.com. All our links are there in one easy place. If you want to follow me on my personal account, it's just @SeanXMott on Instagram and Twitter. Until next time, see you later, nerds.